Okay, good morning, everyone. So today is Friday. So we are back here on our product training, okay, which related with health. Okay, as usual, today we are using Zoom platform, not webinar. So I guess you all are very well versed with this platform rather than webinar. Okay, so this will be much more easier and everybody can see each other, more happening, I guess. So I got to put my screen bigger, spotlight for everyone. Okay, so good morning. And I'd like to thank my co-host, okay, and also the interpreter. This session is being interpreted in 3 languages, okay, 4 languages actually. I will be doing it in English. Madam Cho will be doing it in Myanmar, and Madam Parimalam will be doing in Tamil. And also there will be a small interpretation be going on the bottom that will be in Spanish. Okay, we maximize all the options. All right. Live transcription will be in Spanish. Okay, so don't ask what language is on the bottom there. Okay. Okay, so those who have Spanish friends, anyone, you all can, share it with them. Okay, so this recording, when it comes in the YouTube, there will be a Spanish caption going on as well. Okay. So today we're going to talk about carbohydrates. And this is something that everybody was asking, okay, because people are pretty lost when it comes to carbohydrate. They always wanted to know more information because carbohydrates and how powerful is carbohydrates and how carbohydrates really can damage, our health. Okay, so prepare the questions. Okay, definitely you all will have a lot of questions. And I made this whole session very simple. Okay, it's not going to go very science or, that you may not be understanding. So it's going to be in a very, very simple form. Okay. Carbohydrates. Okay, this is something that everyone are very confused. Okay, people are so afraid of fat. Okay, people are so afraid of fat, but then they never know that carbohydrates is, in a way, is another big time culprit. Okay, let's see where I go up. Alama, this is going to be a big change for me. Let me see. Okay, this will be okay, but let me just 1 minute, please. Okay, all right. Okay, so what is carbohydrate? Okay, carbohydrates in a very simple form. Okay, you could say it as a form of a glucose. Okay, let me set this. Okay, if I put the screen down like this, you all can see. No. The text you all cannot see.
Can make the camera a bit smaller.
Okay. Next week we'll do more better setting.
Yeah. Okay. I think people may understand. Don't worry.
Wait. Okay. They will be thinking, how come this guy is going on left and right and left and right, Why we cannot do like this? Okay. All right. I think this is okay for you all to, it's viewable.
Yeah, should
All
be
right.
okay.
Yeah. So anything, just let me know. Okay. Take things easy, very cool, relax. Okay. Okay. See, carbohydrates is a primary source of energy, but it is not only the primary. Okay. That's what I wanted to, highlight to you all here. Okay. It is not the only primary. Okay. It is not the only primary. Okay, it is not the only source of primary. Okay, it's not the only source. Okay, it is one of it. It is only one of it. Okay, so there are so many other sources of energy that the body can use. Okay, but what people think is, you need glucose. If you don't eat, you will faint, or you need sugar. A lot of people think in this way. You need glucose. You must take glucose. If not, you will faint. This is their belief. Okay, this is their belief system. Okay, they are the body primary. Okay, the first source, okay, of energy, that the brain prefers energy source also. But the brain also prefers something else which is more powerful, which I'll also touch on that a little later. Carb are broken down in body into glucose. Okay, the carbo will be converted to a glucose. Okay, a type of sugar. Then the body can use it as a fuel, as an energy to the cells, tissues, and also all the organs, and for our daily activities. Okay, you see, there are a couple of types of, three types of carbo. In the first one is starch, okay, known as complex carbohydrates. And also we have in terms of sugar. So it comes in terms of sugar, there are many types here. Okay, many types. Okay, many types. And also we have fiber. Okay, we also have in terms of fiber as vegetables and so many things. Okay, so you see, and this also will be converted as macronutrient. Okay, that's as carbs. So by carbs is divided into three. Okay, as I said just now, and also as a protein source. Okay, protein. Okay, so this is all the meat. Okay, seafood and all these things, and then comes the fat. Fat can be like coconut, olive, also the other source of meat. Okay, meat is also comes here. Okay, and there's so many types of fat. Okay, any uncooked natural fat is good. Okay, but now also fat has been divided into two different types, which is good fat and bad fat, and so many things. But what is the bad fat is the processed fat. Okay, process which comes in all the cookies, candies, and this kind of things. It's really, really bad for health. Okay, so in a simple form, you also can say, okay, this is where is a sugar form. Okay, sugar milk. Okay, and all the starchy food, okay, rice like potato, corn, wheat, and many more here. And also fruits and vegetables and nuts and grains and all these things. So this is another form of carbohydrates. So all these you can divide into many, many different types of categories. Okay, starch covers bread, pasta, rice, potatoes, and all these items here. Okay, chapati, rotis, and all. Okay, starch is another simplified, easy forms of sugar. And then this has been added into sugar. Okay, as all the sweeteners, cakes, this is made, okay, and added with sugar. Okay, added with sugar. So all that we use in our daily yummy food, all this is the yummy type. People love this so much. Then natural, which has been fruits and all these stuffs. But even this here is been GMO, genetically modified organisms, which has been altered already. That nature doesn't comes in place already. Okay. Then dairy. Okay. Even the milk and yogurt is been controlled. Milk has so much of chemicals into it, toxins, and also which is very bad for human health if you were to drink milk directly. And yogurt is all the bacteria is being controlled, okay, for shelf life uh, period of times, okay, so they've been like controlled. And then honey, no honey is natural now, okay, everything is genetically modified, and our chain, the food chain, has totally no longer safe, okay. So with the food with very little effect on blood glucose. Okay, blood glucose. If you see, this is the protein. Okay, this is comes all the meat source. Okay, fish. Okay, and you can go on many things on the protein here. Okay, and then comes the fat. This is where the olive. Okay, coconut. Okay, and many more here. Okay, and in fact, on the fat side, there's not many choice. Then there also comes under vegetables, you know, all the nut grains, carrots, potatoes, and all these things. Okay, so what happens? You see, you got to understand that fat is actually this carbohydrates. Okay, is in a simplified form. All the carbohydrates, when you consume, will convert as sugar. Okay, it's very simple. Okay, any things that you consume has contents of has energy in it, and this energy will be converted into glucose. Okay, glucose. But there are many different types of carbo. Okay, there are about 4 to 5, 6 types of different types. But don't worry about all that. You don't have to know the names and all. Okay, the most important thing that you got to know, which are the safe one for you to consume with DXN, that you can maximize the health benefit. Okay, because this is a very big confusion, because when I see there are many people who wants to be very healthy, but they still very obese. They has a very big belly. Okay, and obesity is a major issue for them. Okay, no doubt they are still on a lot of DXN products. They are very active people and so on, but yet the quality of health is not to the optimum standard. But actually, with DXN products, you can have a great leverage comes to health. You shouldn't be a spectacle user. Your eyesight power shouldn't deteriorate. If suddenly your eyesight power drops down and you are adding on your specs, or either you are putting your eye vision, the power is deteriorating, that is the sign shows that you are aging. Okay, or you are balding, or you are having a big belly, obese, And also with this hypertension and also diabetic and all, this is not a good sign. How come? With having the best food, superfood, you also have the king, you have the queen, and in fact, the choices of the products what we have in DXN is overwhelming and extremely powerful to have a great health. But yet, what is the mistakes here is the carbohydrates that you are eating, it's overriding and causing a lot of complications. Okay, so this is where, if you know exactly what to do, you should be able to maximize the health benefit. Okay, so this is where you got to understand. Okay, the carbohydrates is the sugar. Okay, let's see. The veggie is always the form of vegetables, any vegetables, okay, and all this. Later, I will cover what is the other source that you can use from DXN. Okay, so this is normal vegetable. Okay, and okay, what happens here? Which nutrient increase blood glucose? This is very important. Okay, I hope you'll pay some attention here. You see, when you take food which contains very high carbohydrate, very high starch, so the glucose, okay, the carbo will go spiking up very high. It will start to spike up. Okay, it will start to spike, which is all the grains, nuts, breads and all this. Okay, then anything which contains of protein, okay, low carbo with a lot of protein, there's a lot of enough proteins, that you will have a lower spike. Okay, then what happens if you are taking fat? You even will have extremely lower spike. Okay, compared to 1, 2, 3 different types of carbohydrates, which I told you earlier. Okay, in this is the form of the carbohydrates: starch, sugar, and fiber, and all. Okay, and carb, protein, fats. You can see the difference here. Okay, which is the best we should have? Okay, come on, if you all want to put in the chat, also is very good. Okay, which one do you all think? Okay, make the chatbot very active. Okay, the best one here is fat. Yes, Sam, you definitely would know this. Okay, you see, the fat is the best source here. Okay, this is the good one. But the problem is people are not taking fat now. People are so scared of taking fat. People are so fear of taking fat. This is the big problem. That is where the health is really deteriorating. They was not able to. And also you have another, which we call it GI, glycemic index. Okay, this glycemic index is a spike of conversion of the sugar from the carbohydrate. Okay, so when you take this carbo, your sugar spike will be like this. It will fluctuate very high. Okay, very high. It will shoot higher. Okay, so this is very dangerous. What happens when you have an immediate spike up? So the body will release insulin. So insulin is one of the most dangerous and very powerful hormone which can cause a lot of other complications in the system. Okay, this is what is happening now when people are taking a lot of high carbohydrates food, and that is converted to the glycemic index is very high, and this is what is happening. So what are the types of food that contains very high issues here? Okay, one of it is, I would say, rice. Okay, bread. Okay, pasta. The common ones, okay, pasta. And curry puffs and sugars and whey, moe for the Malaysians, a lot of quiz, roti canai, mee hoon, noodles, and so many things here. So this is the big problem here. Okay. Then what happens? You are taking something which contains a little medium GI elevation, that the glucose will spike lower. Okay, lower range. It will spike a little lower. Then you take something that is very, very low. So this is fat. Okay, this is fat. So if you want to take something, okay, with protein, if you take a meat sauce, you have very small spike, okay, slightly a medium spike. So when you have a medium spike, your insulin will be also coming out in a medium form. But at this point of time, this never happened. And this is also doesn't happen. This is the best is happening now. Okay, this is what is happening now. This is common situation. Everyone, this is what they're doing. Carbohydrates. So let's see what type of carbohydrates. Okay, we all can use the chat bot. You all can put in the chat. Okay, common, very common, rice. Okay, let's just rice, bread, fruits. Okay, and what else? What else? Come on, put in the chat bot. Okay, what else? Milo, canned drinks, Coca-Cola, and a lot of Malaysian loves Red Bull. That is the biggest disaster. I think Red Bull, even the spike will be like this. Okay. Even Red Bull can be like this. Okay. Even straight up, straight up. If it is Red Bull, because it's purely sugar content. And then juices. Okay. You see, this is the common mistakes that everyone doing. Juice, a lot of rice, biryani with Coca-Cola. I don't have idea how can they have biryani with Coke. But this is the young generation now. This is what they do. And also all the fizzy stuffs. Okay, all the fizzy stuffs, gassy stuffs. Okay, which is very high contents of sugar. Okay, then comes the fructose, sucrose. All this is a carbohydrate. Okay, so this is what is happening. So when you take all this, so you got to understand the fact that carbo means sugar. Carbo is sugar. Carbo go anywhere, it comes as sugar. It goes around, round, it is sugar. You cannot go anywhere. In the form of sugar is glucose. Okay, chocolate, candies, anything. your body knows as glucose. Nothing else. Okay? So this is where a lot of people are confused. They say, how come a fruit has sugar? Because it's sweet, it is glucose. Okay? A bread, rice, okay? All this. Flour is food. Yes. Fructose. Yes, Maggi. Okay? The instant noodle is one of the worst you could consume. If you reduce it, make it very moderate or occasionally, and it's fine. But some people's occasionally is weekly 3 times. That is occasionally. But what is really occasionally is a year 3 times or 4 times, 5 times. Maybe even you take it as 10 times in a year, I think it's still okay. But the definition of occasionally is, I don't know whether occasionally they don't eat or occasionally they eat. Okay, I've seen people always tell me, Doctor, I don't take occasionally. Very, very rare. I take, sometimes like, weekly once. Oh my God, weekly once is, you call that as occasionally, a month 4 times. That is what he's telling. Knowingly eating 4 times, unknowingly another 4 times will be 8 times. Because when it comes to food, people just can slip. Okay, they might not even know. Right? This is what is happening. You see, this is a statistic done in 1970. Okay, you see here in the researcher. Okay, and not 1970. This is, I think, 20 something. They did. You see the graph. Okay, this is where the sugar, started. In 18th centuries. Okay, and then the graph has really spiked up. This is the US sugar consumption from 1822 to 2005. Okay, and this is where the sugar was like, fast. Okay, use, export, import, and all. And this is purely accessible to carbohydrates and sugar and so on. Then they converted the sugar into crystallization. They made that sugar in molasses sugar to crystal and easy for exportation. And it became much lighter weight. So it became cheaper transportation. And shelf life is so great. And sugar is something that you can keep for years. Okay, there's no even expiry. You have an airtight. Okay, so vacuum pack, even now the vacuum pack technology even can keep it for much, much longer. Okay, so that is one reason why the natural form of sugar been crystallized. Okay, and then become very powerful and very dangerous. Okay, you see, and this is where the danger of disease. This is why even now, I think for 2023, most probably, you can just plot this scale with the same growth like that for 2023. And this is what happening. So what are we producing? Okay. You see, we are producing a human, okay, not genetically, been like modified genetically, but this is where people are, okay, hormonally been modified. If we were to take these two okay, if you were to take this gene, okay, comparatively to this gene, I think in genome way, not much of a difference. Even apes or monkey, Okay, genetically, they are 99.9% similar with human. That's not changed until today. For a monkey, gorilla, orangutan, apes and all. Okay, 99.9. So, but in terms of hormonally, has a lot of difference compared to this and compared to this. Okay, this is hormonal changes. Where and how does the hormonal changes took place? Okay, this is due to carbohydrates. In another way, sugar. Okay, so people who are so much addicted to sugar, and this is all the foodies, they call them as foodies, they call it food hunter, food lover, and so many terms has been given. They themselves as a hobbyist, this and that. And one terminology you can use for all these categories is food junkies. They are like druggies. They're very much addicted in consuming sugary stuffs, which is sweet and high carbohydrates. Due to this addiction is what people become so agitated, become hanger, and very highly temperamental, and so much of issues medically been driving due to becoming junkies. So once addiction, you can never get it. That's where your hunger and everything will start to go. Okay. So this is also happening to kids nowadays. The largest and the biggest issues with teenagers is suicidal is the largest death issue that we are facing now. First is motor vehicle accident, which is drunk and drive. The second is suicidal. Even for a 12 years old child, a kid can be mentally disturbed and can cause or attempt to suicide is very high compared to the adult. The reason is also sugar and carbo. Okay, so carbohydrates is extremely dangerous. Okay, we also will go to that part in a simplified form. How does this thing happen? You might be a little shocked. You also may have a question in your mind, thinking or asking, how come only all this thing is happening now? And rice has been existed in so many years back. And why now? If you all have this question, please put it in the chat board, yes. You don't have to write down so much. Let me pick it up. You see, most probably you've seen someone like this. Okay, this is the gushing syndrome, we call it. Okay, gushing. We have this quite number of patients we are used to see, and also sometimes we can see this, gushing syndrome. And you see, if I were to like make this bigger, you see here, thinning of hair. And this is what is happening to many people out there, and they have thinning of hair. And then hair on the back, hair on the lips, chin and neck, acne issue, hair on the chest, hair on the abdomen, ovarian cyst, fertility issues, and missed period, dark discolored skin spots, excess weight around your waist, hidradenitis, supervitals. This is the pubic area, issue. Okay, itchiness, dryness, and all these things. And this is called gushing syndrome. Okay, and they will be very obese. Okay, but if we were to compare this gushing, okay, Gushing. Okay, you see this, and we compare to these two pictures here. What are the difference? It is hormonally imbalanced and been altered. Okay, even this person will have a lot of cholesterol issues, thyroid elevations, and lot of issues will come. Okay, the reason for this is, as I said, too much of carbohydrates. Okay, a very frequent attempt of carbohydrates, eating too late, too much in the night, okay, and all these things. And furthermore, the current human do not walk. They forgot that they are a walking machine, and everyone is just very sedentary and people so lazy, even up to an extent. You see, those have maids at home. Those who have maids at home, the sir will not put a single step of doing anything in their house. Even to take a TV remote, they will scream for help. Somebody from their house has to pick it up and give it to them. Okay? Why? Just because they have a maid. Okay? Even the remote will be like 5 or maybe like 10 feet away, 5 feet away. Yes. So foggy mind, so lazy, and refuse to move a little distance, and not even like 2-3 steps. This is the issue. Like getting water from the kitchen, they'll be watching TV, somebody has to bring the water and give it to them. And this kind of little movement also people refuse to do at this point of time. Okay? You see, this is where the catabolism and anabolism hormonal issues will flood them. Okay? You see, what happens here is the balance, okay? There has to be balance like this. Okay? This is how it got to be. Okay? So both areas has a equal balance. So this is where the thyroid glands is been also activated. Okay, steroidal issues. Okay, glucagon and sexual hormone, growth hormone, insulin. All this gets altered or reduced drastically due to too much of carbohydrates. Too much of carbohydrates. It doesn't get halted because of carbohydrates. No. Okay. This problem comes because too much of carbohydrates. And this is a new era, 2023. We have very highly modified versions of carbohydrates. Even the carbohydrates had been modified. Okay. In 18th centuries or 17 or 16 of 19th, the form of carbohydrates was different. Now it is more powerful and more easy, damageable to the cells and to the organs and to the system. This is why we are just driving nuts the statistics of disease. Even when it comes to COVID, SARS, immunity issues, eyesight problem, diabetes, cardiovascular issues, hypertension, everything go crazy due to high carbohydrates. And definitely you can see that. Even the DXNs out there, when you go and do the sharing on introducing the food, the DXN food to people, and this is all the questions they will put to you. What is for what? How can I do this? How can I do that? You know, and nowadays hardly we can see people without a belly. Okay, we call it a sugar belly, but they never come out with the sugar belly. They have money belly, then they have post delivery belly. And what else? What else belly? Do you all know any other bellies? Can you put in the chat box? They have many different types of belly. Come on, huh? Tell us. They got cute belly. Okay. Maybe sometimes, the wives, pity them. They just want to make the husband happy. So they may say, "Never mind, darling, you have a very beautiful, cute belly." What to do, right? Just to just make the husband happy. Most probably they said, okay, anyway, the only contract that we sign, which doesn't have an expiry date is our marriage contract. So they will compromise and put something, say that, darling, it's okay, your belly is so beautiful. I may use that for, a cushioning syndrome. So it's a cushion sort of belly. Okay. And this is where we got to really save our kids, loved ones, and all from this hormonally imbalances, altered generations coming now. Okay. And what does a high carbohydrates do to you? Okay. You see, what does it do? You will have very low HDL. A very low HDL. You will have very low HDL here. High triglyceride. Okay, your TG, triglyceride will be very high. Okay, and large waistline. They mean your hips. Okay, your hips, say your belt. Okay, your waist. Okay, if it is anything more than 32, it's dangerous. 32. Okay, it should be around even like, if you say like 34 is much better, I guess. 34. I think 34. You can Google for that info. Yeah. HPT is hypertension, high blood glucose. Okay, high blood glucose. And this is definitely high carbo. And this person will have high insulin. Okay. You see now, why our statistic for diabetes is spiking like crazy? Even in India, it's going to be the #1 diabetes in the whole world. And that's fast and speed they are going. Okay. The reason is refined carbohydrates. We have so many refined carbohydrates been polished and they already taken the fiber out from our diet. That is one. And this is really making them to produce a lot of insulin. But the medical industry is following a concept of diagnosis which is like 1970s. Okay, fasting blood sugars and all this is very, very unhelpful for a diabetic patient. If any diabetic people just go and do a fasting blood profile is totally useless because our body doesn't even go 4 hours, okay, fasting in 24 hours because people are eating that regularly. Okay, our postprandial sugar reading, that means sugar reading after food 2 hours will be much better. Rather than doing a sugar reading, you better check the serum insulin level. That can determine exactly what the diabetic condition status. There are many people who has very normal sugar reading and they are in making to become a diabetic. Yeah, okay. So diabetic is something is in you for years, 10 years, 15 years. So by pricking your blood and putting the glucometer and checking and getting a 5.8, 5.6, it doesn't make sense. It's nothing, you cannot conclude that you're safe. How you can determine this? As I said, low HDL. If you do a blood profile, if your HDL is very low, your triglyceride is very high, you have large waistline, and you have hypertension, somewhere around like 130 over 180, 140, 190, high blood glucose, which is even 6.8, 6.5. And all this shows that you're on high carbo, which is upcoming diabetes. And best way, okay, to increase metabolic syndrome, okay, increase your sugar intake, any form of sugar, white, blue, brown, natural, not natural, whatever is in the market, including the so-called stevia, also the same, and added refined wheat or white or whatever flour, and also add polyunsaturated fat. This is one of the most dangerous fat that you have in the market. Okay. This will cause you extreme high metabolic rate. A lot of people sometimes they come and tell, my father is not a diabetic, my mother is not a diabetic. I do not have any genes of diabetic in my family, so I am quite free. I will not get diabetic, so I can enjoy the sugar. It is not like that. Sugar is a poison. Either you keep it low or do not take it. That will be the best. Let's take some questions. Okay. Panatundi. Panatope. Okay, now I'm reading the chat bot. Okay. Let's take some questions. Okay, are carbs bad? Okay, you all may have a little bit questions like this, such, is carb really bad? The answer is not really, but it depends what type of carb. So what are the carbs who are very dangerous? Carbohydrates derived from sugar, from without the fiber, without the fat, and this is the most dangerous carb. Fizzy drinks, extremely dangerous, and also comes from rice, noodles, pasta, spaghetti, macaronis, and breads, buns, cakes, cookies, and they are extremely best for cardiac arrest, bad for cardiovascular disease, and all these things. And this is the carbs that we are consuming. Even there is a medical news today, okay, it's been published, okay, how bad carbs are, okay? Detrimental to health, okay? And this is danger, okay? Dangerous to the health, okay? But it depends on what type. Not all the carbs are. Now, if you take egg, okay? Egg also contains of carb, which the carb is so good, which has a fat-based carb. You take a VCO, okay? It also comes with a carb. DXN VCO is also very safe. Take spirulina. It also comes with carbohydrates. And these carbohydrates will not spike your sugar because in vegetables, in cyanobacteria form of algae, mushroom base, they also have a lot of starch base, okay? Polysaccharides, okay? These polysaccharides structure of carbohydrates are trapped in, okay? They are trapped in, they are very minute level, they are trapped in, they are not digestible easily, or they're not breakable easily by the body to spike the glucose higher. The naked carb, we also call it as naked carb. This is the most dangerous, which has direct access. The body can use them immediately to spike the glucose very high. Then the insulin comes in and convert all that into a fat, and that will be stored in your system, especially your arteries. If you want to know how healthy and how you are, the age of your artery is the age of you. If your arteries is all gone, blocked, has a lot of plaques on atherosclerosis, you are considered like a ripe fruit. Anytime you're just going to drop from the tree to the ground. Boom, gone, that's it. You are ripe to go back. Remember, so age of you is age of your arteries. How healthy your arteries, that how healthy you are. So maintain a very healthy, okay, arteries. Will carb make me or you fat? Okay. Obviously, the answer could be yes and no, but it depends what type of carbohydrates are you taking and how active are you. Okay. This is why I always mention, okay, the 3 pillars. What we always give is, the first one is food. The second is movement. The third is sleep. And the carb comes here. In fact, we spoke about all these 3. Movement is walking, and sleep is 7 to 8 hours. Okay. And those days we did all this very equally and balanced. Now people are sacrificing their life due to not enough time. So not all carbs will make you fat if you are eating too much of refined and naked carb, and then you are not moving enough and also sleeping very, very less. Definitely you can have very high gain weight. Food that have carbo and don't. Definitely you know that naked carbs comes from all the rice, spaghetti, macaroni, pastas, and all the sugary processed food. And what don't is all the fat base, and the good ones are the meat, fat, and all. Okay. So will carbs make muscles bigger? Not really. It gives you strength for the muscles to function, and to develop energy and gives you a lot of strength in terms of movement and energy, but it will not make your muscles bigger. Okay. Where carbs stores on your body? There is around 150 grams of glycogen is stored in your liver, and that is for the muscle strength, for the muscles to use that for the energy. Other than that, and everything will be converted as a fat and be stored as a visceral fat in the body. Surrounding your pancreas, surrounding your stomach, surrounding your intestine, and also all the internal organs. And then last as least on your muscles. And that is the most dangerous part. This is why people have always a lot of pains and achings on the neck, the nappy pain, the shoulder. The pain will radiate to the bottom of your lower hips, where the pains will radiate up. It will go down to both your legs. First will be greater on the left leg, and then it will also be on the right leg. And also the shoulder, both the shoulders, also you'll have a lot of achings and pain. This is an indication that you are taking too much of carbohydrates, and great inflammations already causing this pain. Okay? This has got nothing to do with the age factor and all this. How many carbs should I eat in a day? There is no precise measurement for this. It depends on your activities and the type of carbohydrates which you are taking. And also calories. There is no measurement on calories. Okay? That is not really true. A lot of people count calories to eat, the one who wants to lose weight, but there is no such thing as counting calories. Because all this food with 1000 calories and 100 calories cannot be the same. Which carbs are good for people with diabetes? Diabetes is a dietary issue. It is a lifestyle disease. This is not a medical condition, but this lifestyle can create a lot of other complications which can bring so many other diseases, such as your eye vision, neuropathy, okay, and also cardiac issues, artery damages, and so many other complications, okay, glaucoma, and so on. All this comes due to too much of carbohydrates and sugar in your diet. Why I'm not losing weight after cutting my carbs? This is another big issue. I always get this question. Why am I not losing weight after I following every of your instruction and also as cut down? One of the main reasons for obesity, okay, there's two reasons for obesity. One is too high carbohydrate intake. Another issue is malnutrition, nutrition deficiency. The body is like a bank. It will not release if it doesn't have enough. You will not spend your money if you're not enough money. You will start to retain the money. So the body will not release the fat. It will start to retain due to malnutrition, and acidity level is so high. The body has to use it as a defensive, safe to keep the fat, then releasing it. So this is why the DXN comes in and helping factor of making the nutrition, lack of nutrition can be rectified with our super functional food and highly therapeutical food that we have in DXN. Okay. How many cups should I eat in a day? No. Okay. So we come to the end of the session. Okay. So how does DXN going to help you here? Okay. So the DXN products, okay, is a life-saving dietary formula, I would say. Okay, it's a super functional food that we have the best teas in the market. I'm not a tea lover, neither a coffee lover, but now I only drink coffee without sugar and tea without sugar. Oolong tea, at least 3 to 4 cups a day. Black coffee, 3 to 4 cups of black coffee a day. And this comes without carbohydrates. And full packed nutrition is there. One of the major reasons to gain weight is malnutrition. People are eating too big quantity of food, which is high in carbohydrates, nothing in terms of nutrition. This is why you're making yourself as an extremely hazardous towards the disease. You are making yourself drowning in the statistic of becoming unhealthy. All kind of disease. If you're very unlucky, you may even pick up cancer. Okay? So here, all this backs us up, especially spirulina. So what is the quantity of spirulina you should take? In my diversity program, I always tell them the minimum you should take is 10. And there is no maximum. You can go any amount you want. For me, I take around 60 to 80 spirulina per day. Okay, because I need more due to my sports activities. So you don't have to take that many. You can stick with 10 to 20 at least. If you're on the model of losing weight, okay, or recovering a diabetes, or you are reversing a diabetes issue, you definitely need nothing less than 30. Why? You have a lot of damages to rebuild. Remember, okay? Now, how much of sands and cements and irons and this and that you need for your house? When you are building the house, obviously you need more. Once you already build it, you have a good structure, maintenance will not need that much. So here we have to rebuild back all the damages that you've done for years. So at least give a favorable good time to rebuild back the losses that you damaged your system. Okay, that you need. So what are the best products you could consume, okay, to come out of or save yourself from all these damages done by the carbohydrates? Okay, the first and the most is spirulina. Is a must. At least more than 10. VCO is another great mind-blowing stuff. At least 40 ml per day. At least, or you can't afford 40, is too much. Go for 20. Drink it, don't use for cooking. Then the coffee will be black coffee, then the morinzi, then oolong tea, and the other coffees. We do have 3-in-1 coffees. We have also cocoa tea. Make it extremely occasionally to drink all the sugary 3-in-1 stuff. Not to say that you cannot take. You got to measure how much of carbohydrates have you consumed. If you're very active, you're going for a hike, you're going for a ride, this and that, yes, 3-in-1 is not going to do anything. Maybe 2 also is fine. But black coffee will be always the best choice. Okay, need, without. And all the other products what we have. Potency. Another 2 products I always would like to recommend for the elderly people is potency and also cordyceps. Cordyceps and potency is so important in terms of re-boosting your hormonal issues and also to repair your muscles and tendons. You don't have to take it daily. You can take it alternate days, at least 1 or 2 capsules based on your affordability. If you buy 1 bottle, you take 1 capsule a day. Also, you can use it for more than 2 months. Okay. So it is very, very affordable and extremely cheap with the high quality. So your health is so expensive and not compromisable compared to any other things. Don't put your dollar and cents in front of your health. That will not be able to help you when you're already damaged. Okay? Health is something that you cannot buy, but you got to build along the way and make it strong. Okay? So please follow the entire sessions which we spoke about food, we also spoke about movement and about sleep. And now we are adding on the food as the carbohydrates. So I believe that you all have learned a lot of good things and you know how powerful and how dangerous carbohydrates can be if you use it wrongly. So let's go to the Q&A sessions, see what are the questions you all have. Let's take questions. Back to Mr. Nixon, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. There is no questions yet in the chat box yet. Waiting for the questions, doctor. There's one question regarding with the oolong tea and gano tea. So they want to ask what is the difference between these 2 teas?
Okay. Both the teas, what you all say is more than less all the teas has the same benefits because they are food. But the taste is not the same. Okay. I have tried all the teas what we have in DXN. Oh, I think I got to repeat the question, right? Is it translators? Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. You see, I have tried all the teas, like black tea, Ganoderma tea, and a few other teas. But I like oolong tea the most. Okay. But I love the oolong tea. The taste is so different and love it. Okay. But the benefit is almost the same. It's an anti-inflammatory. It gives you a good cleansing. It gives, in terms of nutrition and all the same. Okay. But the taste is different. So which tea do you like? So drink that tea which you love. Okay.
Okay, doctor. There's one more question. Doctor, kindly guide if we can avoid carbs 100% on the permanent basis or take little millet if necessary.
Okay. My suggestion for you, okay, you can never avoid carbs 100%. There's no such thing. Okay. Every single thing that we consume is a carbo. It's just the difference is good high quality carbo or extremely a junky, useless, rubbish carbo. This is the only difference. Okay. But give the best for your body. Like you take spirulina, it also carbohydrates. You take Ganoderma, it also has a carbohydrates. It gives you energy and all. But the Ganoderma carbohydrates is the class 1 carbohydrate. And that type of carbohydrate, we need more. Cordyceps. Wow. That's why it's so expensive. Right? Lion's mane, shiitake, many agaricus. Wow, all this is superb. So if you want to have the best for your body, go for this kind of more. When you go for a holiday, when you go for a occasion, once in a while, go for this kind of carbohydrates, which is a little bit of cake or something. That if you can't avoid, then just eat a bit. If you can avoid, well, good. But maximize your health benefit intake. Like that's just what I do. Okay. So don't cut. We cannot cut zero. There's no such thing that you can cut.
Right. That's correct.
Like coconut is so good, but very high source of energy and carbohydrates. The best one. VCO. Wow. Awesome. I'll drink that off. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Warren is asking, my friend are taking diabetic bread. Where got diabetic bread? Okay. Diabetic bread.
Oh.
Who is this?
Okay. You see, business is business end of the day. Okay. Everyone wants to make money. That is business is all about. Okay. So they in the market, they have diabetic sugar. They even have diabetic bread. They have diabetic rice. They even have diabetic socks, diabetic shoe, diabetic bed, everything diabetic. Then soon they will have diabetic wife, diabetic, everything, diabetic, 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 diabetic. Diabetic is money. The more diabetic we create, the more money we can make. See, so don't get into this trap. Rice is a rice, bread is a bread. Bread is a poison, no bread. So how can you have a diabetic bread? Even now they have flawless bread. But my question, you see, my reference point is 100 years back. I always say, science is so powerful now. The information is so overwhelming. Okay. In another 10 to 15 years, AI is going to take over everything. Okay. So we may interact with AI more than human. Okay. So that time even will be going to be more challenge to us. Okay. Remember. So all this, it is not right. Don't follow all this. Okay. So there is no such thing. If he's a diabetic bread, and he will not come out of diabetic. He has to remain as diabetic. That's why they have the diabetic bread. So you be a diabetic and eat this. You be a diabetic, you use the socks. Then you have diabetic underwear. They have diabetic this, diabetic water, diabetic milk. Even they have diabetic milk. Crazy, right? Sometimes doesn't make sense at all. Okay, but all this is not correct. Okay. Next question.
Okay, Doctor. Mr. Ramesh is asking, can we drink natural coconut oil instead of VCO? And is it any difference natural coconut oil and VCO except the mixing of Ganoderma?
Okay. You see, the extraction process in our VCO is so much different. Okay. It is extremely different. Right. And you need to get the whole information from your upline. Okay. Whoever brought you to the DXN to give you what is our DXN VCO is all about. Adding the Ganoderma, it makes it 200 times more powerful. Okay. The process where they take the coconut oil, it is as go back to my video. The last we spoke about VCO. You can have, yeah, fat. In the fat as got covered in the last part. What is the power of VCO? Okay, and this is a fermentation process, and this fermentation process is what takes the natural extra virgin coconut oil. And even see, the coconut oil is not oily. It is very, very light. You can just pour it into the egg or anything. You can just drink. Even the oolong tea, the black coffee, anything. Internal and external, both you can use. So you can use for your hair, you can use for your skin, you can use for any external purpose, eczema and so on. So it is not the same. To get this kind of high quality coconut oil, I've never come across outside. They have many different types, but and even the smell, will determine the purity of the coconut oil. Okay, this is not the same. It is a lot of difference. So stick with the DXN coconut oil will be. It's our own manufacturing, and is fermented and enzyme based and all this. Okay, yeah.
Okay, can doctor spoke about a little bit about millet, doctor?
Okay, millet. Okay, see, millet is also another form of carbohydrates. So another technique to use millets. Okay, see, couple of days back, I had this a member who took part in our diversity program. Okay, and then suddenly she called and she asked, she has an extreme itchiness in her groins and both the legs. Okay, but everyone in the diversity program, they has to report their food habits. But I seen she was on high carbohydrates, but which is millet based. Okay, she took something. Then I asked her, but for them, millet is good. So she took that. The sugar spiked up to 17. Before that, the sugar was 5.5, 6, so good. She has never had any problem. There a lot of energy, and she also lost a couple of weights, kg, and she was good. Suddenly, this issue is coming. I asked her one question. What is your sugar level? She said, doctor, I go back and check. So go back, right? Once you reach home, check, you let me know. The sugar was 17.8 or something like that. I asked her, how come? She said, I don't know. I said, you has eaten something. If you do not eat carbohydrates, the sugar will not go higher. Direct cut. Go back, recall. She said, yeah, I forgot. Accidentally, all reasons. You see, we understand food is something that cannot be changed by you. They are junkies. They used to it. So you got to cut it gradually. First week I cut this, second week I cut this, third week I cut this, then cut. You have to get the grip of insulin sensitivity. You see, every single diabetic patient has very high insulin sensitivity. So you have to break that barrier. Once you break that insulin sensitivity, then the pancreas will reactivate it to release insulin. Remember this, okay? You have to come to that quick to break the barrier. So now, for an example, your body has maraju. Your body is so angry because too much of sugar has gone in, too much of carbo has gone in. That's given a stern instruction, do not release insulin. Okay. Now, after a certain period of time, you're not taking, you're very good, very obedient, then the body will say, wow, amazing. It's more than 90 days. No insulin, no sugar is coming in, no carbohydrates is coming in. Well, good environment. So we will reactivate back the pancreas secretion, insulin secretion. Okay, Bob. Activate. Activated. So that time, even got some scientists, the people are very curative, very curious. They just can't believe. Oh my God, my sugar is so good. How come this is possible? So today, I going to eat sugar. Put junkies, Suddenly, say they left, right, no police, nobody. Okay, la, take some, wheat today, some ganja, some heroin, cocaine. Why? Nobody to ask you question. Nobody is going to catch you. It's free. Wow, it's so free. I get it. Let's take it tomorrow. I will stop. Junkies. So they will try. So from morning to evening, they will take rice, they'll take ice cream, they'll take this, take chendol. Then night they'll check. Chung. Oh my God, it's still 5.5. Oh, I'm so happy. I've cured. Don't forget, if your body sends that another few more days, it will stop again. Sugar is our enemy. Sugar is not our food. Keep it extremely low. Keep your activity high. Save it for the good days. Okay? Don't go and do this kind of research and don't cause damages. Every single shot of glucose goes into your system, damage is done. Damage is done. Glycation has come into place. Arteries hardening will take place, 0.00%. All these things will come. But your body is designed such wonderful, it will repair. It will repair. Any damages will repair. Any damages will repair. So we, as an owner of the system, we should help the system to repair, to support, not to damage. Your body do not know how to damage you. We are the culprits. Smoking, sleeping less hours, no movement, taking so small quantity of RG, GL, spirulina. They take 10 spirulina, they want to eat, they will be shivering like that. Are you sure? 10? 10, sir? You mean 10? 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. 10? Huh? 1 10, 2 10? 2 10? Oh my God. 10. All. Oh my God. Home 2030 done. If you have a problem of swallowing, we have powder, we have capsules, even we have tablets, not little tiny ones. A little kid can do it. Why we can't we? So daringly do it. But asked to take a big break, oh, they have strategy. Cut from the right to the left, little, put the line, go to it systematically. By 1 hour, I can finish the bread, sir. But this, oh my God, oh this, oh that. Don't worry. 30 years company, 13 million members, none of them has caused damages. Even we have indemnity claims and insurance. All this is very safe and it is a highly super functional food. Okay. All right. Okay. Next question, sir.
Next question, I need to ask Madam Cho to translate. This is
yeah, Madam. Yeah, Madam Cho, please. Yeah.
Madam Cho, you need to translate this one to us, Madam Cho.
Yeah, I can. Great. Okay. Mm, 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 mm. Okay. You see, the lips, the mouth, not able to sleep. This shows she has very poor digestive system and enzyme is very lacking. And also she has some liver imbalances. Okay. So most probably this patient is on too much of rice or either any other carbohydrates. So try to see Okay. The question is, okay, she is also having cracky lips, not able to sleep. She has cramps on both the hand, legs, and muscles and all this. So this is the question. Okay. And most probably she also have headache, muscle pain, spasms, and all this, which is not highlighted. And also she will have a lot of hips pain, okay, lower hips. And then the pain also will radiate to both the legs. And all these indicates she has very poor digestive system and she needs to work on that. So first, check on the diet, what she's eating. If she's eating too much of carbohydrates, work on it, gradually reduce it. Okay. Or she's taking too much of fruits. Fruits is so dangerous. Why? It is too high in fructose. And then the other, then add a lot of fruits. Yeah, fruits. So cut of then bread, cookies, noodles. So from DXN, what she needs is a lot of VCO. She also needs spirulina, a lot of spirulina. And myco-veggie will be very helpful for her with the morinzi. And add with coffee and tea. This is good enough. But on this side, on the food side, she needs to put attention and correct the mistakes. Then definitely she'll come out of all of this. Okay?
Okay, doctor. Another one more question, doctor. Is excessive using of spirulina can cause any issues?
Okay. Excessive, I don't think so, because I've used quite a number of spirulina, up to even 100 tablets for cancer patients. I've never seen any complication comes along. But out there, if you were to Google, they always shows or indicates, large amount of spirulina is not good. And even some doctors do not understand the difference between spirulina and chlorophyll. This is both two confusion. Okay, but here, chlorophyll and spirulina are not the same. Chlorophyll is one part of the spirulina. Okay, spirulina is extremely powerful and safer compared to chlorophyll. Okay, in spirulina we have chlorophyll, which is food-based. The chlorophyll alone, it is extremely bad for health if you take in a large amount. If you take chlorophyll in a large amount quantity, it can cause a lot of renal damage to the kidney nephrons. Okay, so that's why the chlorophyll has got a lot of benefits, and it also made of some grass. Okay, but spirulina is so safe to given 1 hour old baby. A baby which is born, immediately you can give spirulina. Nothing happens. Okay. And what are the amount of quantity that you're going to take? So recommended dosage is 4 grams per start. But what I believe is, in my experience, as been a medical doctor and also being a therapist and helping a lot of people, 4 grams like putting salt in the sea. Because the demand for need is so high, so much of damages has been done. So we are repairing. So at least 8 grams to 10 grams will be good dose. But it is subjective. But that is not a must. It's just a recommendation. So there are also people taking 2 grams, whatever they wish to. No harm. But it is safe. Okay.
Okay, doctor. The final question is also in Myanmar. So I request Madam Cho to translate it.
Okay. You see, if you want the blood glucose to go down, first, okay, the question is, okay, the question is, if the glucose is high in either way, with DXN or without DXN, and with allopathy also the same. But taking allopathy medication alone, she don't feel so good. But taking DXN with allopathy, she feels a little better. Okay. But now the question is how to bring down the sugar. You see, your sensitivity, your insulin resistance has been activated. Simple. So now we have to break the barrier of the sensitivity. So for that, need to stop the sugar. Carbohydrates, sugar, 0. Then it depends when the body wants to release, or when are you going to hit the benchmark of the sensitivity. We don't know. If it is too badly damaged, it may take 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, even 6 months. Yes. But there are some patients, okay, they have done it 3 days, they've done it in 15 days, they've done it in 30 days. It depends. Okay, so drop the carbo, stop the sugar intake. Then with DXN, it will work so fantastic. Okay, if the patient stays in KL, ask them to come and see me. If it is in Myanmar, wait for me to come to Myanmar. Yes.
Okay, we'll check the 2 questions as raised hand, and we ask the final 2 questions. Okay, I will unmute Madam Anita Devi. Okay, Madam, you can ask the question now, Madam. Madam Anita Devi, you can unmute now.
Okay. Having high blood pressure with DXN, it is still not safe. Okay. The question is, when the pressure is very high, when the patient is taking medication and DXN, he can stand. When he's not taking that, he cannot stand. But why we always tell people when you have high blood pressure is dangerous. You must take medication. Why medically we implement that? Okay, the reason is if you don't reduce the pressure, okay, there are a lot of damages can happen to the internal organs. All right, it has pro and cons. Okay, both ways. If you reduce the pressure, also going to be a problem. If you're not reducing the pressure, also going to be the problem. So now what we have to do is rectify the root cause of the problem. That is the best way. So how are you going to rectify? There is some demand in the body to increase the pressure. So what is the cost? We don't know. Okay. So what we must do is we must change the entire lifestyle, cut down the carbo, increase your walking. So your problems, entire problems in the body will be attended. Eventually, your pressure will come back to the original state, 110/70 or whatever lower. That will happen. This is what happened to many of my people. Okay. Then they don't need medication. Why? When you have very high pressure in the system, the DXN can do the other part. Okay. So the DXN can protect them in nutrition and all the other areas. But the heart pressure is 170. What will happen? The heart will start to grow. The heart will get bigger. The heart will get sluggish. So if the thing is not been identified for 10 years, 15 years, then he go and do an X-ray, he'll have a large heart. At that point, he cannot come and ask, I've taken DXN, why my heart got bigger? No such thing. Like asking a question, how can I die when I take DXN? We never say that you take DXN, you cannot die. We never say that DXN is to keep you away from disease. No, it is an entire package. DXN is a food, it's not medication. You must understand. DXN do not treat hypertension. DXN do not treat diabetes. DXN do not treat anything. DXN gives the body the best nutrition, world number one, pure organic nutrition. So body takes the nutrition and rebuild everything new. So body, the nutrition from the DXN, the Ganoderma, the RJ supports the body. So who treats the disease? The body treats the disease, not DXN, not Ganoderma, not spirulina, not coffee. Remember, but this coffee is a therapeutical coffee, healthy coffee, organic coffee. This is what you have to understand. A lot of people want the faster way, want the shortcut, want to become a crown ambassador without doing business, want to become somebody without putting effort. This is not possible. You want to become thin without working. I want to become thin, but I'll eat a lot. Okay, this will not work. You got to work on it. Okay, I hope I answered the questions very clearly.
Okay, doctor. This will be the last question.
Okay, yeah.
From Madam Friday.
What is it, Friday?
I'm not sure. Madam Friday, we can ask the question now.
Oh, his name is Friday. Okay.
His name is Friday.
Okay.
You got two Fridays. Suddenly, which Friday is going to ask the question?
There's two person was putting the hand up. One is Anita Devi also.
Anita Devi, I think the other question is it? The pressure is it?
Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning, madam. Yes. What is your question?
Good morning, Annie. Good morning, all the leaders. கேக்குதுங்களா?
Yes, yes. Please speak.
Yeah.
கேக்கலீங்களா?
Good
morning, Doctor. Good morning, all of you. Doctor, எனக்கு என்ன டவுட்னா, இப்போ என்னை பார்த்துட்டு ஒரு ஹஸ்பண்ட் அண்ட் ஒய்ஃப் வந்து அவங்க ஆல்ரெடி நிறைய அந்த ஒபிசிட்டி வந்து மாடல்ஸ் எடுத்து அவர் வந்து பெட்ல அட்மிட் ஆயிருந்தாராம். அவர் வந்து அவரோட வெயிட் நியர்லி 70 kg இருக்கு. நான் வந்து இப்ப சித்தா மெடிசின் எடுத்துட்டு இருக்கேன். நம்ம DXN மாடல் பத்தி நான் சொன்னேன். நீங்க எப்படி வெயிட் லாஸ் ஆனீங்கன்னு என்ன கேட்டாரு. நான் நம்மளோட ப்ராடக்ட் பத்தி சொன்னதுக்கு அவர் வந்து இப்ப நான் சித்தா மெடிசின் எடுத்துட்டு இருக்கேன். அது கூடவே இது எடுக்கலாமா? இல்ல நான் சித்தா டாக்டர்கிட்ட கேட்டு சொல்றேன் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி அவர் சொன்னாருங்க டாக்டர். நான் இப்ப அதுக்கு என்னங்க டாக்டர் சொல்றது? அது 2வது நம்ம மீட்டிங்கோடது நீங்க பேசுனத பத்தி நான் உங்களுக்கு அனுப்பியிருந்தேன் கேட்க சொல்லி. கேட்டுட்டு நீங்க ஏதாவது டவுட்னா சொல்லுங்க அப்படின்னு சொன்னேன். அவங்க டாக்டர்கிட்ட கேட்டுட்டு தான் சொல்லுவேன் அப்படிங்கிற மாதிரி சொல்றாங்க.
Okay. All right. I will answer this. Okay. Okay. Question. Yeah. The question is, okay. Somebody has seen her lost weight, and then these couples are taking medication or treatment from Siddha modality, and they are trying to come into DXN now. So the question is, can I consume Siddha and also take DXN? Okay. You see, we don't want to judge or say anything on the other modalities. Okay. But the most important thing that we got to understand, we are not doing treatment here. Remember that very clearly. We in DXN not doing treatment first. Okay. So if anybody come and ask you for a treatment, we don't have a treatment. Okay, we don't have treatment. We don't treat anybody. We teach them the lifestyle of DXN. Health, wealth, freedom. We teach these three things to people. How to obtain a good health, organically in a good way. Then we also teach people how to enhance the wealth part if they are interested. Then when you have the good health, when you have the good wealth, we also tap on the happiness, joyness. Then comes with the Sunya practice and so many other modalities that we have in DXN. So DXN is a way of life. I just want to put one leg on the DXN, one leg on the mountain, another leg on the Siddha and this and that. They have treatment. They are all outside there. They are doing treatment. We are unique and different. We are not doing treatment. We are doing what? We revamp the entire life of a human. Remember that. This is more powerful than the treatment. Okay? You come with abundance of issues, all will be vanished. Boom. You become more calm, more relaxed, you become slimmer, you become fairer, you become more vibrant, vigilant, excellent. That is DXN. So you don't go out and sell disease. Don't go hunt for sick people. Hunt for people who wants to change their life. Look for people who want to transform their life. I don't want anything. I just want to lose 2 kilos. Okay, just go behind. Sir, I don't want anything. I just want you another 5 kilo only enough, sir. Now after that, you do what? 5 kilo, after less, you run away, is it? Hello. Losing is not a problem. Sustaining is the biggest challenge in anything. You want to make money? It is not a big deal. You have to make money consistently. For how long? Until you retire. Even after you retire, after your death, it should continue. The legacy should continue. This is what we are talking. Okay? Don't come and bring some kind of, think and, do treatment for this. We don't do any treatment. Sorry. Okay? But the question, they want to do Siddha, they want to take DXN, yes, they can take DXN. DXN is a food. You want to drink coffee, you drink. You want to drink tea, you drink. You want to eat spirulina, you eat spirulina. All this you do. Okay? This is a food. You do Siddha, also you still eat, right? You eat rice, you eat, puli curry, sore, sambar, all you eat. Okay? And you eat. No problem. Right? So this is not medication. We are not talking about treatment. We are talking about lifestyle change program. Okay. Okay, we'll take over. Now only everybody putting up the hand.
Yeah, I think this is the final question, sir, because we are going to the end already. We already told them, but people still asking questions at the end of the section. So we need to stop all this. So sorry for that. We'll be the taking.
It's already 10. Maybe we can take one.
One question.
No.
Yeah, I don't know which one. I cannot pick which one.
Bao Tawang was the first one, I think.
Yeah. I think we asked Bao Tawang.
Yeah, maybe we can make it fast.
Yeah. I already unmute her. Maybe Madam Cho can help.
မင်္ဂလာပါဆရာမကျမမတ်စတက်ဆိုင်းစီကကျမရေးထိန်သိမ်းရင်းနဲ့သူစားနေတာအရန်ဝပါတယ်ဒီဝတဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်သူတောင်RGGA ရင်းညည်းရဲ့မူနာစကတ်ပိုရီယာအစားတယ်ပြီးတော့မှမိုက်ခရိုဖာကီလည်းတောက်ပါတယ်အဲ့ဒီအချိန်သူကထူးထူးခြားခြားထမင်းတအားစားချင်လာတယ်ထမင်းစားချင်တဲ့စိတ်ကထိန်လို့မရအောင်ဖြစ်နေတယ်အဲ့ဒါဘယ်လိုများနေထိုင်စားတောက်ရမလဲဘာတွေများလိုအပ်လဲလို့မေးတာပါဆရာမ
Okay, the question is the question is, she wants to lose weight. She took RGGL spirulina, and now after taking the RGGL spirulina, she's feeling hungry and want to eat more. Okay. You see, as I said again and again, DXN products do not treat disease, do not make you lose weight. Okay. How does the DXN product support you in the process of losing weight? Okay. That's where you have to understand. Okay. This is not a slimming product that you cannot, I don't want to do any kind of walking. I just want to take a product and I want to lose weight. No, this is not drugs. This is not medication. This is not pushing factor. Okay. So malnutrition is one major reason to gain weight. To obesity, malnutrition is one. So the question is how many spirulina she's taking. Okay, she's taking 10, 20, 30, 40. So my recommendation, if you want to lose weight, you need to take 30. Okay, 10 in the morning, 10 in the afternoon, 10 in the evening. Then what is she eating? She has to stop all the carbohydrates and add a lot of good fat. Okay, which is VCO, Morinzi, and all. So RGGL, you take 1 or 2 is good enough. You don't have to take a large amount. Once you get the grip of handling this, your body is stable. You see, the food junkies, the drug addiction, the addiction will take 7 to 12 days to break the addiction. Your body is mugging for food, hunting for food, because you have trained them like that. Okay, it takes 12 days for you to break. That's why a lot of people, when they come in, they cannot give up the carbohydrates. We understand, because they are so much addicted to it. The body with the mind will go for it, go for it, go for it, go for it, go for it. Some will say the food is calling me. They say the food is calling me. Yes, they can communicate with the food. Why? Hallucination. They are junkies. They are druggies. They are drugging. This is why they have tantrum. You see, few days back, I has one patient. Okay, she lost weight. She's so good, so awesome, so much of energy, working, so good. Suddenly, she came out of a holiday and she freaked out. She said, I don't know what I'm doing. I've lost weight. I look so haggard. People are giving me comments. I'm this, I'm that. Others can eat fruits, can do this, can do that, but why I cannot? You see, the mind can just zoom twist like that. Why? Addiction. The foods are so powerful, especially sugar. Okay? This is why the smokers will stop smoking for 2 days, 3 days, the third day they will go back. Alcohol, drugs. They will go to the rehab center, they spend 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, they come out of the rehab center. One puff can change their life. Boom. The addiction is so powerful. So you need to train yourself, associate with the right kind of people, right kind of ambience, surrounding. If you want to lose weight, work with more people who are losing weight. Okay, attend meetings who are losing weight, have more willpower, give you the urge, give you ideas how to knock the food down. Go for all this. Okay, that's why my team, I have a group for this, gives personal attention to every single person who wants to change the food stuff. Not easy, but it's possible. It takes a little longer. Okay, the DXN products will not. So you also can use mycoveg. You can use spirulina. You can use VCO. You can use Morinzi. All these supports your system. Okay, take a little bit rice. Take more meat. Add coconut. Now you play with. Okay, I just take RGGL spirulina. I want to lose weight. Oh my God, that is not possible. Okay, that's why a lot of people fail in the process of losing weight. If you lose weight like this, you cannot sustain the weight. You will regain back the weight. Then you're going to have more problems. Okay? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Doctor. There's no more questions ready, so we can end up the session.
Yes, we will end the session. All right. For next week, I don't know what I'm going to talk because we have covered quite a many number. So through your leaders, y'all have any request, y'all want me to cover certain topics, y'all give me suggestions. Okay. All the Myanmar members can give the suggestion through Ms. Cho. All right. So the one in India can give it through Panimala, and the one in Malaysia can give it to us direct, me or Ms. Nixon, no problem. Okay. Or you also can put in the, YouTube channel on the chat, all that. And always never forget to subscribe my YouTube channel. That's a favor I'm asking every one of you. Okay. I want to have 1,000 subscribers. That's my target. I'm trying to go. So please, send the links to people, make everyone subscribe to the channel. DRFIRG, you put in, it will come. So today was an awesome day. I'd like to thank my co-host, Mr. Nixon, for the Q&A sessions and all you took care, and Madam Parimalam for the Tamil translation, and also Ms. Cho for the Myanmar session. And for the Spanish, thank you to the robot who's doing the Spanish session. All right. So wonderful. Okay. I wish all good luck. Manage your carbo. Oh, you're still in my channel? Okay. All right. Now we have many rooms, and jumping rooms is not easy. Okay. All right. Manage your carbo. Keep it low. Keep it awesome. Use DXN food as your main source of health, wealth, happiness. Let's see you all on the next episode.